When you add up all the people who've been able to experience this pinnacle of exploration, it's less than the amount of people who've stood on the summit of Everest.
I was overcome with emotion and I cried, and I couldn't believe that I was part of that journey.
It's a really life-changing experience. The Northwest Passage is one of the most revered routes in maritime history. It's through the labyrinth of islands at the northernmost part of North America.
For hundreds of years, since trade began, shortening the sea route from the Atlantic to the Pacific was the goal.
And many attempted this perilous passage, and many failed. And it wasn't until just over 100 years ago when the Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen was able to sail through in partnership with the indigenous people of the area.
It actually took him 2.5 years, so not a speedy trip at all. It was a massive achievement that put Norway on the map as a real exploration state.
To this day, it's still reserved as an exclusive destination for intrepid explorers. For the majority of the year, the Northwest Passage is completely encased in ice. It's unnavigable, but there's this magnificent window of 2 months in August and September where the ice opens up and reveals this glorious passage that we get to enjoy with our guests. The Northwest Passage is kind of the connoisseur's choice. Ultimately, it provides the most robust and diverse experience of anything that we have to offer. The route encompasses around 2,000 nautical miles, around 3 weeks to transit, and takes guests through Greenland, northern Canada, and Alaska. You're following in the footsteps of these explorers, and you're carrying out this voyage alongside people who are from these places.
For me, the Northwest Passage is unique. There's no other place like it. That transition in topography and geography, you can't do that anywhere else in the world.
Majestic creatures like narwhal, bowhead whales, polar bears, muskox are all potentially to be viewed along the route.
But you have to be looking, and they're not abundant. But when you're lucky enough to see them, it just makes it even more magical.
The other thing about the Northwest Passage, more than any other destination, is the heart and soul of this place. There are people who've lived there for thousands of years that are part of that journey, that are telling that story and bringing the destination to life.
These people in the communities, they're living on the edge. And it really is on the edge. It's on the edge of North America. The next part is the North Pole. And they are thriving.
As a guest, you're part of the story. On board our ship, we have Inuit partners who sail with us, who bring the destination to life. And then also when you're in the communities, you're having unique experiences, seeing what life is like in these remote settlements firsthand.
That richness of sharing and understanding of the communities is massive.
In distant places, when you arrive and you find smiling faces, when you find people who are genuinely curious in you, genuinely want to share who they are, I mean, that is something that's really special to me about traveling through the Northwest Passage.
When guests come back on board and they talk to me about their experiences and their exchanges, then it really brings a sense of warmth for me, because I really know that we've built that relationship with the community, and we're not just visitors, we're working as partners.
At HX, we champion the same spirit that carried Norwegian explorers through this channel for the first time around 100 years ago, which is a reverence for local knowledge and an ingenuity, a maritime excellence that our captains and our crews and is embodied in our ships as incredible instruments of navigation and adventure.
We're doing the journey now in 23, 24 days, instead of 2.5 years. We have daily activities on board, lectures, but also interactions with our cultural ambassadors. So you really get that deep understanding of the areas we're sailing.
At HX, we have state-of-the-art ships to carry people through this route that provide an incredible level of comfort that allow people to get the most out of this destination and have the experience of a lifetime.
What surprised our guests most is that juxtaposition of the barren landscapes and the harshness of the environment to the warmth of the communities. And that real contrast, it blows people's minds away.
People should embark on a Northwest Passage voyage to become a part of a legacy of exploration, of changing the way they see the world and enjoying a fantastic destination.
If you're curious about history, if you're fascinated by cultures and communities, and you want to see a stunning variety of landscapes, join us on a trip to the Northwest Passage.